Within the Azure Active Directory, if I go inside the users, I can create a new user. And in the previous lesson, we discussed about how we can create a user inside your organization. But there is also option to invite user. What is this option? This is what we are going to discuss in this lesson. So as I said, there are different options to create user. For example, you can just create user within your organization. Now there can be another Active Directory from some other company, tenant B, if this is tenant A, right? And there's some user in this tenant or Active Directory, and you want to invite this user into your organization. Maybe he's expert in something and you want to give him access to your resources, your application, your database, and he needs to work on your resources. So you can invite this user in your organization, and then after invitation, this user will exist in your Active Directory, right? Or if it's not Active Directory, he can be an external user. He may have simple Gmail account or Facebook account or maybe Outlook account or any different account, right? And this again can be a partner, this can be a vendor, this can be a supplier. There can be different use cases. But the idea here is that you want to invite someone outside of your organization into your organization. So this is another way to invite an external user. Now, also, if you remember, we discussed that you can sync your Windows Server Active Directory, which is in on-premises, with your Azure Active Directory. And when you sync, this user will also become part of your Active Directory, right? So there's another way we can invite different users. So as I said, we can have the cloud identities, we can have guest identities, and we can have directory synchronized identities. Cloud identities, once again, it can be a local Active Directory. For example, you created within your Active Directory, or you created user from external Active Directory, right? And guest identities means external users. External users also called guest users, in which we have B2B collaboration. Actually, this is also called B2B, and this is also called B2B. And we also have something called B2C. We will discuss about this later. This is completely different thing. And the third way is directory synchronized, in which we synchronized our directory from on-premises with Azure Active Directory. Now, when we have these different types of user, this is how it looks like. So for example, user type is guest. Now guest means either it can be Active Directory or it can be from external user. Basically, these are the guest user, right? Or if it is sync with your on-premises environment, you can see that directory sync is yes. That means this is coming from Windows Server. And if sync is no, and he is a member, that means you have created this user within your Active Directory. So let's have a quick demo and see that how does this work. So let me go to my portal here, and I have created this new account demo.cloudgeeta@gmail.com, and let's say I want to invite this user into my Active Directory, Azure Active Directory. So I will click on invite user, and all I have to do is just provide email ID. None of other information is mandatory. So I will just click on invite here, right? So this is inviting a user, and within a minute or so, I should have an email here. So I'll just wait for a second here. All right, maybe after 10 seconds, I have this invitation, and you can see that this invitation was sent by this particular organization, and this is the domain of organization. So of course we are using the default directory, but if you have any company or organization, you will see it here. So you have an invitation from this organization, and you can accept that invitation. And once you click on accept invitation, it will ask you to create a Microsoft ID. Not ID, I mean the Microsoft account. You already have this ID, and actually you can use the same ID to create Microsoft account, right? So next, let's click on next here, and let me provide password here, and I will click on next here. All right, so I need to provide some value here. I'll just randomly put something, and I will click on next here. They have sent me some code to verify my email ID. So let me go back, and I should receive a code here. And I will just copy this and paste this here, and let me click on next. Now basically after invitation, this has created an account for this Gmail ID. Now remember that this is the Gmail ID, and you have created Microsoft account using this Gmail ID, because this is the same ID on which you have sent the invitation. If you would not have sent the invitation, you would not be able to create a Microsoft account in your Azure Active Directory using this email ID, right? So all right, so let me click a bread here. Okay, final is done. Stay sign in, I would say no. Now again, they are asking me for password to get into the login. So now we can log in into Microsoft account here. But if you come back to your Azure Active Directory here, you can see that you have this user demo.cloudgita, which is created through invitation. Now this user has also logged in Microsoft account. Of course, this user does not have access to any applications as of now, but basically this is the Microsoft account for this user, and you can provide now access to this user to your different application, to your different resources. Now this user will be very much part of your Active Directory. If I open this here, you can see all of the information about this user. You can update this or add more information. Basically now it's part of your Active Directory. It's your resources, your user now. Now let me quickly jump back to slides here and quickly discuss what we have done in this case. So you as an admin, so you have to be admin actually to send an invitation. So you sent an invitation to one of the external users, right? And this external user accepted your invitation and redeemed actually your invitation. And basically through self-service sign up, he created his Microsoft account, and now he's become part of your organization, right? This is your organization, and this user exists in your organization now. And once you provide access to this user can access your resources. All right, so I hope B2B is clear now that how you can send an invitation outside of your organization to invite user within your organization, within your Active Directory, and give him proper access so that he can work on your resources. I hope you find it helpful, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much.